Over one-third of Chinese people take English classes, meaning 300 million students. What a large class! The government cannot fill the gap with Chinese teachers, so they welcome English teachers from foreign countries. You just need to be eligible and meet the requirements to move to China as a teacher. Watch this video till the end to find all of it. Hey everyone, I'm Behna from the Visa Library. This channel gives visa information and the latest news and updates. First things first, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell and download the free cheat sheet my team has prepared from the description. It helps you along the way. Now let's begin. First, let's answer a question. Who is eligible to move to China as an English teacher? Not everyone. You must be eligible and meet the qualification principles. The first requirement is your nationality. Only nationals of 7 approved countries can move to China as an English teacher. You must have a valid passport from one of these countries to apply for a work visa or Z visa to move to China. UK, Ireland, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. The second requirement is to be a native English speaker. English must be your mother tongue so you can move to China as a teacher. Also, you must be fluent in English and speak like a native speaker. The third item is having a bachelor's degree. You must have a bachelor's degree to be qualified. It's a must, and the subject or your major doesn't matter. You may teach English in China with any bachelor's degree. You don't need to study education or teaching. However, the bachelor's degree must be eligible in your home country and approved by the education authorities. The fourth requirement is having a TEFL certification. You must have a verified TEFL or Teach English as a Foreign Language certificate. There are various certificates that you can use, but they must be internationally recognized. TEFL, Teach English as a Foreign Language, TESOL, Teach English to Speakers of a Second Language, CELTA, Certificate in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. The certificates I mentioned are for people who want to teach English as a second or foreign language. They are a bit different and are offered by different centers. However, all of them are accepted by the Chinese authorities. Remember this, you don't need a TEFL certificate if you want to teach another subject but not English. The fifth item is having a clean record certificate. One of the requirements of a Z visa is to have a clean record certificate. You must get it from the police or related authorities in your home country and submit it along with the other supporting documents. If you have a criminal record, you are not likely to get a work visa. The sixth requirement is your age. Male teachers must be 18 to 60 years old and women must be 18 to 55 years old to be eligible. You can try your chance and apply if you don't qualify and are not in the age range. The Chinese schools or employers must accept you. The decision and requirement regarding experience, expertise and age are with them, but you can try your chance. The seventh requirement is passing a medical exam. You must be fit and healthy to enter China, and the government has determined a medical test to ensure of it. The officials don't want people to bring any disease to the country. Besides the general medical test, you will get tested for HIV, hepatitis, and TB. The Chinese embassy or consulate has a list of approved medical centers. You can visit one of them to take the test. This was the eligibility principles. If you fulfill them, you can apply and move to China as an English teacher. Alright then, now that you're eligible, you must wonder what the application process is. Stay a bit longer to know. The first stage is to find a job offer in China. You must look for a teaching position through websites that advertise them. Where to get these websites? ChinaJob.com, ChinaSemester.com, ForeignHR.com. These are some of the websites where you can find the teaching positions with them. Visit the Visa Library article from the link in the description to know more of them. When you get the offer from the employer, you must sign an employment contract with him or her. It's mandatory and the contract is part of the supporting documents. After dealing with the employer, he or she must apply for and receive a China Work Permit Notice. China Work Permit Notice. You as a teacher cannot apply for a work permit notice and the employer can only do it. Remember one point. A work permit notice is different than a work permit. your employer applies for a work permit notice, and you as the teacher apply for a work permit after you land in China. SAFEA, the State Administration of Foreign Export Affairs, is the responsible center for issuing a work permit notice. The employer must submit the required documents for the work permit notice. Here are these documents. 1. A business license and organization code certificate. 2. The registration form. 3. ID information of the employer or agent who is responsible for the registration. 4. Industry license document. This list of documents is needed for the employee or teacher. Foreigner's work permit application form, passport, ID photo, verification of past employment, verification of education or verification of professional qualification, copy of job contract or appointment letter, criminal record certificate, physical examination record, and information of accompanying members. If SAFEA is satisfied with the first review, they will require a hard copy of the supporting documents. The copy of the documents will be forwarded to the Bureau of Public Security or the police department. When employers submit a work notice application form, they can state how many entries they want, single, double, or multiple. This number will show how often and during which period you can leave and enter China. If you need to leave China during your stay, you'd better apply for the right work notice. When the Chinese government issues the work notice, you can apply for a work visa. You must gather the supporting documents to apply for a China work visa. Here is a list of them. 1 is your passport. It must be valid for at least 12 months and have at least 2 blank pages. 2. China Work Visa Application Form. You can find the online application form from the link in the description. If you have to use a paper application form, a sample of the paper application is provided in the description. Number 3 is photo. A photo's dimension should be 34 by 48 millimeters and it should be on a white background. Its quality must be acceptable and be taken within the last 3 months. Yes, last 3 months. Number 4 is work notice. You must submit one of these documents received from your employer. Number 5 is clean record certificate. You must get it from the related authorities in your home country. This was a general list of supporting documents, but it's not all of it. Chinese officials could ask for further supporting documents, and you must submit whatever they require. It's up to your case. You'd better ask the Chinese embassy in your home country for the complete list of supporting documents. At this stage, you must schedule an appointment with the Chinese embassy or consulate in your home country to submit the documents. You can do it online through the AVAS website. The link is in the description again. You must visit the embassy on the scheduled date to submit the documents. You might have to submit your biometrics if the embassy asks. Whether you have to submit the documents in person or someone else can submit them on your behalf is with the embassy. Ask them how they received the application. There is also a fee with the visa issuance that you must pay. It's up to your nationality and the embassy's services. You must either pay the fee before submitting the documents or after it. The embassy will guide you on this. You should wait until the embassy issues your visa and informs you to receive it. When you get the visa stick on your passport, you can move to China, but there are some steps to complete in China. When you arrive in China, you must register at the local public security bureau within 24 hours of your arrival. If you're going to stay with a Chinese resident, these documents must be submitted. 1. The original passport, not a photocopy. 2. The housing contract. 3. A copy of the landlord's ID and phone number. The police may call the landlord to ensure you are truly living in this apartment with this person. They may even ask the landlord to show up with the employee or teacher. After that, you must take a medical test in China. You'd better do it as soon as possible. Chinese authorities don't accept an English version of a medical report form from other countries, so it must be translated. If you can translate the certificate in China and it's a complete medical test, there is no need to take a new medical test in China. But if you can't, you must take the new medical test. You can find a list of the approved international travel healthcare centers in China from the link in the description. You must bring these documents to your medical test, an original medical checkup from your home country if it's partially completed, cash to pay for your medical test, one ID photo. It must meet these requirements, taken within the last 6 months, in a white background, printed on high quality paper, 33mm by 48mm, wide, not 2 by 2 inches, which is usually common outside of China. Full frontal view of the head, not a smiling face fully visible. There cannot be any sign of tape or staples on it. Now you must apply for a work permit. Remember that a work permit is different from a residence permit. You must follow the order of application I explained here. Your Chinese co-workers can help you with this stage as well, but you can do it too. The Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security is responsible for this stage. These documents must be submitted. The actual passport, an ID photo, it must be the same as for the medical checkup, the police housing registration form that you got from the previous stage, medical report verification, some documents from the company you work with. The Chinese company helps you with these documents. The processing time is typically 10 business days to get the work permit. Now you must get the residence permit to legalize your stay in China. A foreign employee cannot stay in China long term without a residence permit. You must go in person to the local exit entry administration bureau and you must bring these documents: the actual passport, police housing registration form, residence permit application form, ID photo, original work permit, some documents from the company you work with. The processing time for the residence permit will be 7 business days. The Exit Entry Administration Bureau will hold your passport during this period, but they will give you a receipt that you can use as a replacement of your passport during this time. When you get your residence permit, you are a resident of China. Congratulations! You are free to travel around China and can come and go from China as often as you wish. You don't need any extra paperwork. Do you know how to bring your family to China? You may bring your family under an S visa. Visit the visa library to learn more about it. We'll soon have a video about it. If you're gonna change your employer or job, you must leave China and apply for a new visa. You should apply for a permanent residency in China with your employer's recommendation if you meet the conditions. You have worked in China continuously for 4 years with an actual salary income of more than 600,000 RMB or renminbi and have paid annual individual tax of more than 120,000 renminbi. You have stayed in mainland China for no less than 6 months every year in these 4 years. Your spouse and unmarried children under 18 years old of application can apply for permanent residency with you as well. Alright then, this was all you must know to move to China as an English teacher. If you have questions, write them down in the comment section. The Visa Library team will answer them. Before you leave, like this video, hit the bell, and download the free PDF file from the description. You should also follow the Visa Library on Instagram and Facebook for the latest visa news and updates. Until the next video, thank you all for watching.